Dr. Lori, come thrift with me. We'll find some real bargains on the road. I'm at Peddler's Mall in Louisville, Kentucky. So, obviously the blue and white attracts me. I really like the blue and white. I know a lot of you like the blue and white too. I think that's what attracted me first, but I know from science that it's the red that attracted me because that's the optic nerve. So your eye works to look for red. So I know that's what happened. Once I got to the red, I realized, oh, it's damaged and I don't want it. So you have that. And then this piece is really a nice piece that I have in my hand. So this piece is German, and it's middle part of the 1900s. The shape is good in proportions, so the large proportion on the smaller, and the shape here too. It's stoneware, it's glazed, and it's painted, and then it's glazed, and it's allowed to just sort of drip down. The mark is very obviously German of that time period. This would have been part of a larger set, but the set would have probably only had a couple of pieces. So a larger pitcher, a smaller pitcher, and usually some type of bowl. And it usually would be used for muesli or morning breakfast kinds of foods in Germany at this time. That's a nice piece. I like that. What do they want for that? They want $12.99. I would say it's probably worth $30. So that's kind of a deal. So I like that piece. In beautiful shape. No chips, no cracks, no problems. Very nice. Got some blue willow, your typical blue willow with the Asian-inspired landscapes of the pagodas and all of that. So transfer wear, pretty typical. And then they put a lot of the blue here, some of it better than others. So that piece, when you look for the blue willow, the big bright white pieces you want to, and this is a nice piece, but this is sort of this is really heavy and kind of run-of-the-mill, okay? Separated dishes, usually not the real thing either, so this one I would probably pass by, whereas a piece like those in the back I probably would take. The fact that there are 4 of them in the back that are all the same design I like, I would say that's what you should look for. Consistent design, consistent color in the banding, that repeated of the banding color. Whereas this piece, I'll show you the difference. So this piece is really heavy and separated. The separated dishes you usually know they're a little more modern, whereas a smaller dish like this is going to be more vintage, and also condition is going to be important for that. The way this one's in, I do like that one. Now this one, what do they want for this? They want $13 for this. It says made in Japan. But again, look at the thickness. Remember, it's a little bit deep because it's a dish. It's not really a plate, technically. It's a dish. And then there's the traditional mass-produced large numbers, blue willow, made in Japan pieces. Heavy and thick. See the thickness. And whereas these other ones, I can reach them without hurting anything, are, oh gosh, that's not easy. These other ones are in fact also made in Japan, but thinner, and also a really nice decoration. Very nice decoration on this one. I like that one. That's a nice decoration on it. I like the darkness of the blue. Notice the color difference. Try to look for the darker blue. That's always going to help you. And then patterns that, of course, repeat, and more elements of the pattern are going to be worth more. So this one's nice. What do they want for this? And they want $18 for that. So I like that. There might be more than 4 here too. Careful. I think that one's one too. But this one I would definitely leave here. The other ones, if you can get, maybe on a coupon day, if you can get the other ones a little bit lower, you'd be doing well. I would say that set of 4 is easily $100. So those are nice. Now, the other thing that's here that isn't made in Japan are these, which are traditionally English, transfer wear. Nice. These should be about $10 to $12 per cup. Let's see if we've got a deal with these cups. So let's take a look at the mark. I don't know if you can see the embossed mark. It says made in England. These are made in Staffordshire, England, Stoke-on-Trent, probably. They don't say Stoke-on-Trent, but I know that they're made in Stoke-on-Trent and areas and of that area of England because they are traditional transfer wear. And you can see the transfer image of the little, the little Tudor houses in England, all over England is what it looks like. And basically these are nice. These should be $12, probably $12 a cup. What do they want? They want 8. They want $8 a cup for these Johnson Brothers pieces. And that's what you're looking at here, the colonial, they're calling it a colonial pattern. Let me see if I can get to that bowl. And it's pretty nice. There's not a full set. I'm looking at 3 cups. And here's a bowl. Okay, here comes the bowl. Oh, wow. See, that makes for a pretty table. That's very pretty. The blue of the flowers around, the edge is nice, the depth of the bowl. So this would be a fruit bowl. This bowl would be for fruit. Notice again these striations that you see at the sides, actually indented into the actual bowl. And this one says Johnson Brothers. And there's your mark. A nice set. I like the cups very much. But I like these with the little coach, the stagecoach person. Notice again the color. And I want you to notice the color of the clay. See how much whiter this cup is? You see, even though you have a similar piece, it's so much beigeur. And what I mean by white is white of the actual clay versus beige of the actual clay. So the cups are really, in terms of quality, while the pattern is very similar, the cups are of higher quality than the bowls. Problem here? Well, what are some of the problems? Let's say $8 for the bowl. Okay, but the cup is a better deal because the cup is better quality. The bowl is nice. If you like it together, I'd say sure. And this particular seller is trying to put them together because they're of the same type. But I would say that this is a better quality piece. The other kicker, the other thing you want to look for with this, look for this curve. Look for that little indentation of the handle. Notice this handle, let me move that label. Notice this handle has an indentation here and an indentation here. That is always an English handle. It is not an American handle. Here's an American handle. Let me give you an example of an American handle. See this? Simple handle right here. Let me get my hand out of the way. Simple handle right here. It's not decorative like this English handle. So it doesn't mean that English handles are better, but in this particular case, you take the English piece versus the American piece. So just for a comparison for you. Let's see what we've got here. Pretty, made in Japan, Christopher Stewart. You guys have seen these. This is not, not too valuable. Decorative, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 cups and a lot of saucers. So we'd leave those there. They're new. They're new, last 20 years, let's put it that way. Pyrex, yay, Pyrex, right? So if you weren't around in the 70s and you didn't recognize these colors, avocado green, but these are green. This is a mixing bowl set. It was big on sets. Pyrex was very popular and successful with the concentric circular multicolored sets in the 1950s and 60s. They come out with this with the handles and the spout. Notice you can hold it and then pour. There's your spout. So they became really popular with this set. Now this set has seen some better days. You can see the fading on this set, and you want to look for that because the colors should be pretty consistent. You can see that there's fading, especially on this bigger one of these two. But you do have the set. Here's 4 of this very muted, mossy, what is known as avocado green color. And here's your set together. And what do they want for this? They should want 165. Let's see if they're any lower than 165 because that's what they're worth. 129. So you'll make $30 to buy the whole set and if you sell the whole set. They're very desirable and they're Pyrex. I mean, you can't miss it. Here it is. The very famous Pyrex mark and the 1970s style. I would say the big one's in very good shape and the rest are in good shape, right? A little bit of tonality difference in one of them, but this is nice. And I don't pass by Pyrex. I think Pyrex is always good because of its versatility, because of its quality, because of its brand name. But as I was saying, this is very much the 70s. And so is the pewter candelabra. That was big in the 70s. Pewter was big in the 70s. Again, now we're 50 years from, of course, the 1970s. You're seeing that revival. So they're calling the silver, and of course it's not silver. It's silver in color, but it's pewter. And this is a pewter candelabra. They only want $38 for it. It's definitely worth $110. And I would say the 1, 2, 3, 4 arm, and the center does not count as an arm. So 1, 2, 3, 4 arm candelabra with the center pewter. That's a nice piece at $110. They only want 38 bucks. So that's a real bargain. I like that. Pillow sham in the back reminds me of sort of the country 1980s style stuff. Oh, here's another one of those cups. Here's another one of those cups. So, oh, you know, I always put stuff together. These are also 1970s era, right? So nice. Some of the things that you look for these curves, right? Libby makes these, Universal makes these glasses. That nice curve, kind of that mod curve that you see in the 1970s. So those I like. I like that it's a set. Do I like the price? $22 for a set of 6. They call them mid-century modern, but they're a little later than mid-century modern. They're the 1970s. So 22 for 6. 22 for 6. I'd say 30 for 6. You know, I would say that they're worth $5 each. You might get them. You might get somebody to bite at $7 each, but I would say $5 each is really what they are. Let's see where we are here. Ooh, yay. I love decanters. I like barware. I like this. So a little frosted here on the stopper. You know, that frosty, so it stays in. You can see that it's a match because you can see where the stopper has been sitting there all this time. See that line right there? You can see that that's the stopper line. It's got a decorative element here, a decorative element here, floral, etched floral here. The whole piece really pretty nice. It's a nice shape too. Let's see if I can move the American flags from probably the bicentennial, all about the 1970s. But yeah, that's a nice piece. And notice, see, this stopper matches because see where it falls. So that's a tip for any of you who are looking at decanters. That's where it falls. That's been sitting there for a long time, so you see that, you know, it starts to have an impression mark. They want 22. Oh, they want 22. Great, worth 75. Yay, I like that. See, everybody needs one. I've shown you this, right? The Universal Giant Mammoth Remote Control. Right? Because you can't see and you can't get the TV to work, so you need this. So, and that is not from the 1970s. That's actually a little bit younger, so don't forget that either. Stay tuned. More to come from Louisville, Kentucky.